In the headlines, Nigerians share experience as INEC distributes PVCs at ward level. PDP candidate dies. House of Representatives election may be postponed in Kebbi. Kogi State government queries Ohinoi of Ibra land over failure to welcome President Buhari. And away from Nigeria, Iran executes 2 more men in connection with protest. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuba Ila. Thanks for joining. Ahead of the 2023 elections, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) announced commencement of devolution and distribution of permanent voter cards in wards and registration areas from Friday, the 6th of January, to ease distribution and collection of PVCs by prospective voters. Trust TV's Sagir Ibrahim visits Dutse Alaji LEA Primary School ward registration area in Buari Local Council of Abuja to observe the distribution process.
Behind me are prospective voters who have come out in their numbers to collect their permanent voter cards following an announcement by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) that distribution of permanent voter cards will be moved from local government offices to ward and registration areas across the country to fast-track and make easy the distribution process.
This is the LEA Primary School registration area, Dutse Alhaji, in Buari Area Council in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. These prospective voters are visibly agitated after waiting several hours to collect their permanent voter cards to no avail.
I came by 9 because they said it's opening by 9, a few minutes past 9. And the place is crowded. The crowd for me is nowhere managed.
This queue here since 8 a.m. At first, the queue was going on well. They write some names. Then the names at long run, I don't understand what was going on again. As if some people were favored, some people have some people that they will attend to them because they know some people. I don't understand
what they are doing here. They'll meet somebody at the front there. They'll be looking for your name, or maybe they will pass like more than 10-15 people names before they get into your own name. So that process is not nice. It's as if they are too slow. For like about 30 minutes, you won't have anybody living there with any good results. They find their way to bring the ballot papers to every polling unit. They can as well employ this method of, bringing all the staff across all the whole polling unit centers so that people can easily go to their polling unit and get their PVC.
On whether the process has dampened their spirit, they expressed conviction to collect their permanent voter cards no matter the cost.
It's called February 25th, I'm voting. That's for sure for me. I'm voting February 25th. If to come here every day, I'll make the sacrifice to do that.
I will collect my PVC. It can't discourage me. I will vote. I want to vote. Yes, I will vote. I will vote.
I'll continue coming until I get my PVC because this time around we must vote and we are going to vote wisely this time. We must get it right.
No, I'm not going to give up. I have to collect it. Even if it takes me from today till 22nd, I will still come. I'm not going to give up.
INEC had announced that collection of PVCs across wards and registration areas will commence on Friday, the 6th of January and end on Sunday, the 16th. They also added that the process will be on even during the weekends to ensure Nigerians seize the opportunity to collect their PVCs ahead of the February 25 general elections. Sagir Ibrahim, Trust TV News, Abuja.
In a similar vein, ahead of the January 22 deadline for collection of permanent voters' cards (PVC), prospective voters in Gombe State are trooping to collect their cards in INEC establishments in the state. This comes amidst concern over non-collection of thousands of PVCs, including leftover from 2019. Ibrahim Ismail reports.
Determined to cast their vote in the 2023 general elections, a lot of residents in Gombe Metropolis stay on queues to get their permanent voters' cards. Some Nigerians speak on the effectiveness of the electoral body in the collection process.
So I'm here to collect my PVC from the collection INEC. So the process was going smoothly.
The collection process has been very successfully. The INEC staff are doing excellent job. The process has been smooth, and the time consumed is less. As soon as you come, they do their best to verify your slips for enrollment. Then after, they issued out your card. If your name is found, everything is done successfully.
Actually, we have just collected our voters card right now. We are grateful for that. And we are ever ready whenever the time of election is about to take place. At least we have confidence to go and cast our vote to whoever we like to cast for.
While others have collected their cards, others are still waiting, hoping to have theirs.
It has been going on gradually. It's not very fast and it's not too slow. Some people have been able to collect their own, and some people, they were told that their own is not yet out. So I'm wondering, up to this time, if somebody cannot collect his or her PVC, what will happen by next month when the election will begin? So I think it's better they do something about it so that people will be able to collect their PVC as they are coming.
The Independent National Electoral Commission INEC, Gombe State, said it has created conducive atmosphere for PVC collection in the state.
In line with Section 19 of the Electoral Act 2022, the Commission displayed the preliminary register of voters for claims and objections in the 114 registration areas we have in the state. During the exercise, registered voters had the opportunity to request for correction of their biodata or objection to the inclusion of ineligible persons in the preliminary register.
As at December 2023, there are more than 230,000 uncollected PVCs in Gombe State, a situation that calls for more enlightenment campaign for citizens to collect their cards, as the 2023 general elections is less than 2 months away. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
Election for Bunza Birnin Kebbi, Kalugo Federal Constituency may have to be moved from February 25 following the death of PDP candidate Muhammad Bello Abba. Abba died upon return from United States, where he went to check his father, Bello Haliru. The former PDP chairman, Bello Haliru, has been sick for a while in the United States. His son, Abba, seeking to go to the House of Representatives, however, died on Friday evening. His childhood friend, Ahmadu Umaru Gwandu, confirmed the death. 10 political parties have fielded candidates for the post. Now, INEC has fixed February 25th for the presidential and National Assembly elections. Section 34 of the Electoral Act 2022 provides postponement of election to National or State Assembly or Area Council if a candidate dies. The section reads as follows, quote, if after the time for the delivery of nomination paper and before the commencement of the poll a nominated candidate dies, the Chief National Electoral Commissioner shall, being satisfied of facts of the death, countermand and the poll in which the deceased candidate was to participate, and the Commission shall appoint some other convenient date for the election within 14 days. Now, the timely intervention of operatives of the Plateau State Police Command on Friday night prevented suspected kidnappers from abducting the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Yakubu Sanda. In a statement signed by Police Public Relations Officer Alfred Alabo, the incident occurred on the Speaker's arrival at his residence in Federal Low-Cost Area of Jos South Local Government Area. Sanda was said to have been accosted by 3 gunmen who attempted to forcefully gain entrance into the house but were prevented by security personnel on duty. The PPRO stated that the timely response of the divisional police officer and his men who joined forces with the security personnel on guard repelled the assailants. He added that the command is making concerted efforts to track down the fleeing suspects. Wife of former governor of Oyo State, Florence Ajimobi, has called on Nigerians, especially market women in the state, to vote for the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, who, according to her, has the capacity to return the nation to the path of national prosperity. Ajimobi spoke in Ibadan during a consultative meeting with market women who described her as being pivotal to their socio-economic development. The former First Lady, who described the former Lagos State Governor as a unifier, charged the traders to ensure that they obtain their permanent voter cards and vote massively for the APC presidential candidate.
God has taken control. There is no doubt in my mind that come February 25, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to win that election and he will be declared as the winner. The mandate will be given to us. The response I'm getting from people is overwhelming, but I know it's the work of God. That's what we're telling them. We've educated them. They're all going to collect their PVCs and we're going to hold those PVCs very dear to us.
The Joint Action Committee of the Non-Academic Staff Union of University and Senior Staff Association of Nigeria Universities, Taraba State University Chapter, on Friday again protested over non-payment of their salaries and hazard allowances. The university staff, in their protest letter presented to the Vice-Chancellor of the institution, Professor Sunday Bako, are demanding payment of the outstanding salary balance for March and June 2022 payment of the outstanding responsibility and hazard allowances for September 2021, among others. The NASU and SANU chairman, Solomon Ishaya Audu, and Bitrus Joseph Ajibauka, during the protest, called on the council and the management to do the needful as a matter of necessity to alleviate the hardship of the aggrieved members. The Vice-Chancellor of the university, Professor Sunday Bako, while addressing the protesting staff, assured them that the university management and the government were working to meet the staff's legitimate demands. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari has commiserated with the government and people of Kebbi State over the loss of several lives after a boat conveying farmers, more than 100 women and children, broke apart on a river in Kebbi, killing at least 10 people. The president, in a statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, commended the efforts of rescue workers who searched for days for the missing persons. He further urged stakeholders to pay more attention to proper regulation of the transportation by boats, especially in rural areas. According to a local official in Kebbi, the vessel ferrying passengers returning from a farm on the River Niger broke in half as it approached Samanji village in Koko Bese district. The political administrator of the district, Yahaya Bello Koko, said that the boat had been overloaded with passengers, adding that more than 80 passengers were rescued. You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at why people answer funny names. Details of this and more after the break.
Nigerians, elections are here again. Let us shun violence. Let us play the game according to the rules. Do not be a thug. Say no to violence. Let's rise and defeat violence, crime, and sabotage against the peace of our nation. Nigeria is the only country we have. We must do everything to keep it united. We must avoid any act that promotes hate and disintegration. Say no to separatist movement, terrorism, fake news, hate speech, religious bigotry, and any act that tends to divide us as a nation. Watch out for strange gatherings and suspicious movements. Restrict access to sensitive documents and data, the disclosure of which may damage national security. Educate your staff and family, particularly on measures to safeguard information and report security breaches. Apply relevant legal security guidelines to protect yourself and your neighbors neighbors. Due to misinformation and wrong choices, some idle persons resort to vices in their greed to get rich quick. They resort to kidnapping, killings for rituals, and other heinous crimes. Avoid wrong use of the social media. Before you broadcast that false message, think twice. Ask whether it will promote peace or violence. For safety at home, still be security conscious. Educate your household on safety tips. Report all suspicious movements and persons to the security agencies nearest to you. Be a good citizen. Be patriotic. To pass security information, please call 0813-222-2105, 0915-339-1309, 0908-837-3514, or send a mail to dsspr@dss.gov.ng. This message is from the Department of State Services, DSS.
Now, as part of efforts to support Africa's goal of strengthening...
Now, looking at the activity chart, as you can see right here, a total volume of 130...
Created a Boko Haram crisis that at that time was restricted to Yobe.
How secure are they? You can see security men with blood.
This is the road leading up to the...
Really, if you look at England squad, you are looking at EPL, you are looking at their names. You are not looking at...
Welcome back. You're watching Trust News Update. If you're just joining, you're watching us, and you can reach us live also on our YouTube channel. Let's take a look at the top stories again. Nigerians share experience as INEC distributes PVCs at ward level. PDP candidate dies. House of Representative election may be postponed in Kebbi. Moving on, the Kogi state government has issued a query to the Ohinoi of Ibra Land, Ado Ibrahim, for allegedly disrespecting President Muhammadu Buhari and Governor Yahaya Bello. The monarch was accused of refusing to welcome the president during his working visit to the state on December 29, 2022. The query was conveyed in a letter dated 5th of December 2022 and signed by the Director, Chieftaincy Affairs, Enimola Eniola, on behalf of the Commissioner, Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. The monarch was directed to forward a written explanation within 48 hours on why disciplinary action should not be taken against him for acts of insubordination and disloyalty. A palace source told Trust TV that the monarch has received the query and is considering his next course of action. Now, names are a means of identification that differentiate one person from another. It has always been assumed that in Africa, people are named to commemorate certain events, identify where they come from, or define their craft. But the names of some persons, when interpreted, are just strange. Trust TV in this report looks at how funny names can get.
Choosing a name is a very important thing in Nigeria. It speaks to your status, identifies your lineage, links to people to strange occurrences when they were born, or identifies their religious leaning. In some cultures, names are carefully chosen to reflect the aspirations of parents and serve as a prayer for future prosperity. But it will seem not all the time. Some names that parents choose just don't add up. This man, called Nueth, says his name means God of the trees, and his name reflects circumstances of his birth.
I don't feel an urge to change the name. You know, sometimes we in Africa, we think it's all about the name. To me, I feel like it's what you believe in. And so I don't think there's an urge to change the name or whatever. The name was given out of what she felt at that moment. So I don't think there's any reason or any means to change the name or whatever.
My name is really great, I must confess, because it was through the grace of God I'm even here. Because I'm 7 months baby. the reason why they put like Akuben for me is because like it was by God's grace I survived, and I'm really a good seed.
Sometimes it's not parents that are guilty of coming up with queer names. Jackie, for instance, was not given his name, which means donkey, by his parents. Rather, the name was a nickname from his co-workers.
I look at it that is that all policemen, if you want to do, or you don't want to do, the call Jackie, you will say Esa. Do you understand? Whatever you do, either good or bad, okay, come here, Esa. Whether you do or you don't do, you say Esa. So I take over it. I said, all of you are Jackie.
Not all persons are like Jackie, who chose to keep his nickname because of his popularity. Akuben, whose name means a god seed, is thinking of changing his name because of how people pronounce it. Then there's Nayu, which means hand on the head. It depicts that whenever you're thinking or confronted with something desperate, your hands should be on your head. Despite the quaint philosophy, Nayu is contemplating a change of name, despite it being given to him by his grandparents.
The advantage of the native name is that it's good for someone to have a native name because it's been originated from the grassroots. So anybody that gave birth to a child have to give the person a native name. It's very, very important so that anywhere you go, you may likely use the native name for some purpose and for some reason.
Several people bear names that they choose for themselves or legally appended to their given names, since those names became a popular means of identification. For many, the course of acquiring a name through parents, peers, location, religion, and other means can get really queer.
Funny, isn't it? Well, Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has advised the new board of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, to do things differently. Governor Wike gave the charge when the new chairman of the NDDC board, Loretta Onoche, led other members of the board on a courtesy visit to him at the Government House in Port Harcourt. The report.
Governor Wike maintained such a difference should be the adoption of a regional development approach that will strictly commit to the holistic development of Niger Delta states. The governor urged the Onoche-led board to embrace the conceptualization and implementation of projects like the construction of highways and bridges to link states. Such projects, he opined, will serve as economic corridors to ease interstate movements and promotion of socio-economic integration within the region.
And this has become a cash cow for politicians. Look at about the money NDDC is lost in this state just to win the election here. Cash, 10 billion, carry, go and give, wasted. 10 billion you would have used to construct a mega project in a state. Development of the people of Niger Delta. All you see is political contracts. Somebody living here, you go and do a road of 50 meters leading to his gate, Is that the duty of NDDC?
Governor Wike also urged the NDDC to pay up its partnership and contractual obligation of 2.5 billion naira, which is half of the 5 billion naira mutually agreed between it and the Rivers State government for the reconstruction of the dualized Eastern Bypass Road leading to NDDC headquarters.
When I talk about integrity, people don't understand. NDDC came to us that we should partner to dualize that road. We are awarded to Julius Berger. At 5 billion naira, NDDC to bring 2.5, we have to bring 2.5. And we have finished the road. If I have sealed the plate that say you will enter here, Wike has started a problem.
The new chairman of NDDC board, Loretta Onoche, said they visited Wike to formally introduce themselves to him as the governor of their landlord state. Onoche acknowledged the remarkable quality of infrastructure delivered by the administration of Governor Wike that has transformed the entire landscape of Rivers State.
Trillions of naira has been pumped into this commission, and we have little or nothing to share to show for it. We are here now determined, very determined to do things differently.
The Rivers State Governor advised the new board to ensure that when projects are awarded, they should not be given to portfolio or political contractors, but to competent ones who will stick to delivering quality and enduring projects.
And now in business news, the Nigeria Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority has sealed 14 filling stations in Oron, Akwa Ibom for selling premium motor spirit above the regulated price. The agency's team lead, Distribution Systems Storage and Retailing Infrastructure, Joy Koro, made the disclosure in Oron on Saturday. Koro said that the filling stations will be sanctioned. He warned marketers to desist from selling petroleum products above the approved pump price. And away from Nigeria, Iran on Saturday executed 2 men for killing a paramilitary force member during unprecedented protests sparked by the death in custody of a young woman. The latest hangings double the number of executions to 4 over the nationwide protest, which escalated since mid-September into calls for an end to Iran's clerical regime. 2 men were put to death in December, sparking global outrage and new Western sanctions against Iran. Judicial news agency Mizan Online reported Mohammed Mehdi Karami and Sayed Mohammed Hosseini, the main perpetrators of the crime that led to the martyrdom of Ruhollah Ajamian, were hanged on Saturday morning. Prosecutors said that the 27-year-old militiaman was stripped naked and killed by a group of mourners who had been paying tribute to the slain protester Hadis Najafi. The executions come in defiance of a campaign by international rights groups for the lives of the 2 men to be spared. And in sports news, Super Eagles forward Kelechi Iheanacho got the goal which sealed a 1-0 win for Leicester City at League 2 side Gillingham in the 3rd round of the Emirates FA Cup on Saturday. After a goalless first half, Iheanacho broke the deadlock in the 56th minute, slamming his finish into the top corner from 8 yards. It was Iheanacho's first goal for Leicester City since scoring in a 5-2 loss at Brighton on 4th September 2022. While Iheanacho played for 90 minutes, Wilfred Ndidi was introduced in the 81st minute for Nampali's Mendy. Now, Maduka Okoye and William Troost-Ekong featured for Watford, who were eliminated in this season's FA Cup after a 2-0 defeat to Reading. And that's a wrap on Trust News Update. You can watch more via all our social media platforms and also on our YouTube channel where we stream live. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.